Okay, so what are your thoughts as we're about to go in here?
I'm interested to see if these are still kosher after 20, 30 plus years, however long the last time my father used them or I looked at them. So it's an interesting feeling. I don't know.
And last night, did you get nervous about thinking about making a commitment for 30 days to put on tefillin every day, or you're still cool?
No, I'm excited to do it. See what happens.
So wait, what did he just tell you?
He told me that I need to do tefillin before I get my tefillin checked.
Okay. No, but what he's doing, he's taking a commitment on himself. He doesn't put on tefillin regularly. He's going to put on tefillin for 30 days now, every day in the morning.
To see if it makes a difference in my life.
So let's try to appreciate. Obviously, God is perfect before He creates the world, or whether He creates the world or not. So if He's already perfect, and He's already eternal, and He's already infinite, and He's already all-knowing and all-powerful, how can He...
Well, we're His experiment, right?
What does He need experiments for when
He's
already
bored.
perfect?
I don't know. He wants to play a game. Right?
All right, let's pursue that. In what way can He be perfect if He has a need? If He has a need, can He still be perfect? That's what people get really hung up on.
Yeah, that's a hard question to answer.
Yeah. They can't hear it. They can't, the believers. They can't hear that God has a need because God must be perfect. And in their mind, there's a contradiction. You can't be perfect and have a need. And yet we're saying that God is God and He's perfect and the need is real. How does that work? So you can dismiss it and say, look, He's God, He's full of contradictions. What do we know? That's not an answer. It's not called getting to know the God of your fathers. By simply dismissing it as... So here's a very, very important and beautiful concept. The need for something indicates an imperfection. The need for someone is a sign of perfection. Because the only way you can really need someone and not something is if you're perfect. Only someone who is really complete in himself can actually have a need for someone other than himself. But as long as you're imperfect, your needs are for whatever it is that will make you perfect. And that's something. Someone does not make you perfect. On the contrary. In order for someone else to exist besides you, you got to step down. You got to leave some room. So what do we know about creation? One of the first things you probably learned about, how did God create the world?
Through His words, through the Hebrew letters.
Yeah. But before He could create the world, He had to...
separate night and day? I could be wrong.
He had to restrict Himself.
Okay.
He had to put Himself out of the picture because as long as He's there... So, in order to have His creation, He had to give up something, not become more perfect. You can't become more perfect. Perfect is perfect.
Perfect is perfect.
So He wasn't becoming more perfect, He was actually giving up something. hiding, restricting himself, are called tzimtzum. And that's because what he wants from his world is not something, but someone. Not a what, but a who. If you can really need someone, not something from that someone.
That's love, right?
Which marriage, right?
Yeah.
That only comes if you're perfect. Or if you don't care to be perfect. But as long as you're pursuing perfection, you can't need someone. Someone diminishes you. Because there's someone besides you. So you're not king of the hill. Right? So the beautiful thing is, God didn't create the world because he needs something. He created the world because he needs someone. And that only happens when you're perfect. So there's no contradiction.
That makes sense to me.
Now, the proof of that, which is also beautiful, if I need someone, I don't need anything. I need you, not something from you. And the need is real. But for whatever reason, you're not available. What am I missing?
What are you missing?
I need you. I need you, but you're not available. So what am I missing?
That they're not available.
You're missing.
You're missing. They don't know what they're looking for. Or
That's real love. When you're missing. So I need nothing. And yet, if you're not there, it's not good. What's not good? You're perfect. Yeah, but I'm just me. And that's not good enough. So on the one hand, we can call that real love. You can call that humility. You're perfect. Why isn't it good enough? Because it's just me.
Yep.
Well, what's wrong with that? So that's humility.
Yeah.
What, just me? Even if I am perfect. But just me?
It's lonely.
No, I'm not lonely because I'm perfect.
Oh, okay.
But I'm just me. And that's not good enough. That is so humble. That's the real definition of humility. So God creating the world is expressing a humility and a love that is absolutely divine. And if it's divine, then it's a mystery. There's no explanation. Why would a perfect being not be content? The answer is only if you're God. So the need for someone is a purely divine instinct. And yet we have it too.
Because we're part of God.
Somewhere.
Yeah, somewhere in there.
Deep down inside, we don't need something from each other. Someplace deep down inside, we have a real, genuine need for other, not just me. And there's no explanation. And it is not human. It's just an indication that there is some little bit of divinity in us, because that's purely divine. I'm perfect, but you're missing, and that bothers me. It should have bothered me that you're missing.
Yeah.
That is amazing.